will be on YouTube. People can see later. I have your poem here printed. Would you mind reading for us, perhaps?
Mhm.
Yes. So, how about thank you for we have one person that showed up already. I don't know if you have more people on your end. I do hope more people come, but if they don't come, we are going to record this anyway and they can see it later. I think your artistry should be commended here. Your tenderness was incredible. I had like little goosebumps on my arms when I read it. You know, when we got to the breast milk, when we got to the scrambled part, I was just like, oh. So
Oh,
how about we begin with you again introducing yourself and then perhaps performing your poem for us?
sure. I would be honored to.
Unless you want to
So
wait a few minutes and see if more people come. And then
yeah,
continue.
well, let's do introductions and then we can get into a reading. My name is Elzada James, and I have just recently started writing poetry on Substack. I have been a writer for, I mean, I feel like I was born a writer, right? And I've been just kind of dancing around the call. I've been writing here and there, and it was only recently that I decided to come back to it again, and that's how I got here. I started um, trying to submit my poems to different contests, and I won with Inkfire Rebellion, and that's where I'm here. I feel like I'm still so new, but I'm happy to be here, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be here.
We are very grateful to have you as well. I think one of the goals of this project, being myself a writer too, and sometimes we feel like we don't have spaces for writing, is to find new artists, is to recognize new artists, and to break down the artistry for other people to feel inspired, to feel motivated. And not only you won one challenge, but you won two challenges.
Yes, it's amazing. It's amazing to be recognized that way, and such a validation for me to keep going. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So, can you tell us a little bit before you do your reading about? I know we have the prompt for a mundane prompt because we wanted, I wanted to be prompt as like something that it would throw you all of you off a little bit, and
Mhm.
scrambled eggs. So, tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, that was it was definitely a prompt that was surprising, and like, okay, how to write about scrambled eggs. Well, it was interesting because I didn't have the same experience as the first challenge where I didn't really get any inspiration for a while. This one, immediately I thought about how scrambled I feel as a parent. I was like, scrambled eggs, scrambled brain. I know exactly what I want to write about. And yeah, so that's it. Was not like before. It came pretty quickly.
Good. So, see, creativity, I like to say, I did a recent podcast interview and I said that creativity is like a muscle, right? The more we use it. And I remember that you said on the first challenge, it didn't come to you. You almost did not submit. It was
Mhm.
playing around with the tomatoes that it came to you and then was like kind of
Yeah.
like a minute. But I feel that that's what it is. The more you use it, I guess you answer to this calling that you have been delaying to to feeling, and I can sympathize because it also happened late to me. Even though I feel called since I was a child, I kept
Mhm.
people. There's no money in it. You're not going to get paid. Nobody's going to read the market. So many things that others project onto us.
Mhm.
We believe that okay, so we have to do something else, and then we are unhappy doing something else, and then we return to the south, turn to our center, and I'm
Yeah.
very glad that you did. So it came to you. Tell me about it more now.
Yes, and actually, to speak to what you just said too, I had an interesting experience while I was writing the poem. I wrote the poem and I felt really good about it. It felt like that was what I needed to say. That was what wanted to come out of me. That's what I needed to process. But I had a moment when I was done with the poem, I was looking at it and I had a moment of self-doubt where I kind of thought, I don't know if this is good enough to compete. I don't know if it's if the references to the scrambled eggs are enough. Is it enough? I don't know. So I actually started writing a second poem because I just wasn't sure if it was worthy of competing. And then I stopped. I stopped myself and I said, well, that doesn't feel good. Why doesn't that feel good? Well, because I'm getting away from telling my truth. I'm getting away from sharing the art that comes out of me honestly. I don't want to write a poem to win something. I want to write a poem that is my truth. Yeah, and so I decided, I'm like, well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it'll win, but I'm submitting this one because this is what I needed to write. And I think there's just a message there of not catering to what other people want to hear, what you think other people want to hear, not catering to the algorithm, and just like speaking your own truth and
Yeah.
your art.
And that in the metric, I feel that there's it seems to that there's a style that is being very prominent that people have been
Hmm.
over it. It's been slightly, I feel, currently overdone, where people are, it sounds, feels the same, and I think it loses that personal artistry from the soul, that
Hmm.
it's so authentically you that no one else could have written, you know. And
Right.
this is something that, you know, it is in yours. It's so, it's the humanity and the brokenness of it and the fear, and it's so tender, so delicate. Like, the when you put the plate on the table, I was just like, I could hear the sound of that plate being put on the table. Like, I could hear the hiss,
Hmm.
and I could smell the apple wood. Like, I could visualize the cigarettes on the table with the ashtrays. Like, it was so visceral and so visual that it's so. Please, with that being said, should be listened to.
Yeah.
They know what we.
Yeah, I can read. Right. So this is my poem. Julia Child didn't want to say goodbye either. An oval of chairs on white tile cracked open to welcome me. Most of us are still wearing our spattered aprons, hot mug of diner coffee hiding harried hands, sitting with eyes half closed, shadowed under, a whiff of eggs, applewood smoke, and cigarettes. We've been cooking all day. Someone asked me something, but my thoughts are scrambled in the soft turtle shell of my body. I'm too new to this life, I think. I don't entirely know how I got here, other than the fact that I had two ovaries and a dream about you. I brought out the pan and a wooden spoon. Milk pours from my breast. I stir in salt, heat simmering low and slow, and sing about yesterdays. I promise I'll prepare you the best I can, plate you with tender care, cradled to ceramic, a pinch of cilantro pecked with my lips. I'll wipe sweat off my brow with my forearm and deliver. The plate clatters onto the counter. I'll nod. A chef's kiss to say, I love you more than life. A waitress will swoop in, snatching you up, whisked into the hustle of people, into parts unknown, into an existence entirely your own. I fold back into myself, and my gaze circles the room. I'm afraid, I finally whisper. The plate clatters onto the counter, a shattering heart. Soft yolk seeps out between racked ribs still smoking. I'm nothing but burnt ends. You nod, a chef's kiss to say, me too.
Wow, that's beautiful. It really is
Thank
beautiful,
you.
and it really adds to the poem the tenderness with which you read the poem, your sound, the sound of your voice, the deliverance. It's perfect, perfect. Is that something I struggle
Thank you.
with? It is hard because it's so vulnerable to put herself out there. So
Hmm.
I think the metaphor of the oval, like how evokes like the womb, the when you put the chairs there, it's like right from the beginning you get us with the positioning of the ovaries, just as the positioning of the chairs, which I thought it was brilliant.
Thank you. That was a fun imagery to play
Yeah,
with.
it was, and it was very striking from like wow. I was like from the get go, I was like, oh, there's motherhood in this.
Yes, yes, I'm glad that that translated.
Yeah, and the symbolism of the white tile, the sterile spaces like kitchen, the emotional distance or cleanness of it, the personification of the chairs themselves. So, the welcome, the
Mhm.
objects they are welcoming you into. I really went on a crazy path here. I dissect every single stanza of your poem, the signet notes, the aprons, representing the labor, the occupation, the identity, um, the imagery of this pattern is so tactical and so visual. Like I went on a trip and I experienced every single line of your poem. I was hanging in every single word. It's so intentional.
I'm so glad 'cause yeah, I want everything to be intentional, and I feel like poetry I don't know, I feel like it's powerful when you can deliver something in a short amount of space. I mean, the poems can be long, but I also feel like if you can make every word count, it really makes it powerful.
Yeah, that's true. I was just talking the other day, like, how the Japanese style poetry, the haiku, that is like 3 lines long or 5 lines.
Mhm.
But at times there's a universe inside of it. And it's hard to
Oh,
write that
yeah.
because you
Yeah.
so much inside, like you have such a
Mhm.
constrained space or amount of words to put in everything. I think there's five
Yeah.
syllables and then
Mhm, mhm. Extremely challenging, yeah.
I have been trying to attempt to do that, and I realized I was like, wow, this is really hard.
It's really hard, yeah. I've dabbled a little bit too, and it's challenging.
That's something for us to think about. Maybe we should do a challenge for that. That would be
That'd be fun.
that would
Yeah,
be
that would be really fun.
Oh, I have so many ideas, Elsa, that I was thinking about doing an online, like live poetry competition where in 45
Mhm.
minutes we would do it and people had to write right there and then. And I would give
Oh,
the
wow.
in a moment. I mean, I
Mhm.
work a lot with the Poetry Society of New York and the Poetry Society of
Mhm.
the States, and I do a lot of challenges with them. And some of the challenges that we do is like that. They drop one prompt, you write something for 15 minutes, they drop another prompt, and then another prompt, and then in the end, you have to make it all work together.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
We disconnected things like,
Yeah.
I don't know, a bear or something from your childhood, and then some, I
Mhm.
don't know, metal bars, and you have to put it all together, and it's incredible. The
That's
adrenaline
fun.
there, it's so much fun.
Mhm.
Makes
That is so interesting. I feel like the pressure would be challenging for me, and I feel like as a writer, that's a really good exercise to be able to pull those things together, and, like, you don't have a week to think about it, you just gotta, like, pull it out of you.
It's like pulling out of the hat, and then they give you some
Yeah.
to make it all happen. And sometimes I have written some that I was like, "How could I write this? This is amazing." And I performed it around New York. So it's exciting. And even if when it's not perfect, you have like the blueprint of something that can be great that you can then polish,
Mhm.
add it later on. So that's a
Yeah. Yeah.
but so tell us a little bit more. So when you were thinking about the coffee, having the protections, gestures, the um how the alliteration, the repetition,
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things, that I've woven in, and so,
the
I
fatigue that
mean,
you can sense. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, and I mean, from when I first thought about what I wanted to write, the first lines that I came up with was, "Someone asked me something, but my thoughts are scrambled in the soft turtle shell of my body," and I I did turtle shell because that's what it felt like. Flesh is soft, right? And so it's a different type of shell. And so that's why I did the soft turtle shell of my body because that just felt vulnerable and um
That was a
And
stroke of a pen of a genius to me, to be honest. I was like, wow, no,
thank
how did we get here?
you. So yeah, that was the first that was the core of where the poem came out of, and yeah, just thinking about the process that I've gone through as a mother of creating and bringing something into the world, and that's I mean, that's even beyond motherhood, that's every single artist and creator bringing something into the world, and so what does that process look like? And for me, poetry has a lot to do with feelings. Like what are the things that we're feeling? What are we experiencing in the world and how do we process that out? And for me, parenthood has been such a blend of love and fear, such a mixed bag of emotions of the happiest and the most afraid I've ever been. And so that's what I wanted to write about. Yeah.
That's beautiful and so human. I think there are so many mothers, like first time mothers, that relate um, this discomfort with this uncertainty. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this right?
Mhm.
Am I being too
Yeah.
protective? Am I overdoing
Mhm.
this? And I think that's it's very relatable to so many people out there. And the way you described it, it's just if it's how can I put it? It's like a soft, like the soft shell you just described, like that, you know. So that's very touching. So tell us a little bit more of how, what do you see yourself going from here?
Well, I wanna just keep writing, and I wanna work on the technical side of the craft. So for right now, I mean, I am writing and pulling from what I can intuitively do slash what I've internalized from school from, like, decades ago. So, nothing's really fresh, and I don't exactly know why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, and I want to know why. And so I want to really focus on learning the technical side so I can improve my writing, and I'm gonna also try submitting my poems to different publications. And of course, as I mentioned before, I'm starting to put together a first poetry collection, which I'm really excited about. So that's kind of where I'm headed the next little while here.
I love it. I mean, for my end, I can tell you, I subscribe to poetry challenges all over the world. I use to go through submittable.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have several things there. I recently got published with the Black Horse magazine just last month. Thank you. And with the book out as well. So, but I feel close to you. The reason why I started looking for poetry classes with the Poetry Society of New York and getting into those is because I wanted to the structural side of it. I want because I, like you, have been downloading these things, these messages that have been coming through me intuitively, and this it's what lands on the page, what it comes from, whatever it comes. But I would like to learn as well, and that's a wonderful thing to see that we are helping each other in a way to
Yeah.
want to grow and to
Mm-hmm.
this is what about community is what about not to have an echo chamber or just to have people just saying nice things to one another all the time, but to really connect and really want to bring each other the best of each other out. And
Mm-hmm.
so you did this to me with this poem. I was just like, I want to write like this.
Oh, thank you.
So congratulations there.
Thank you.
So what is your what have you been able to we hope that the prize, the participation here has been significant to you, that bought you a little bit of time to be able to set aside time to write more.
Yeah, I am so, so grateful. Just,
Thanks to the sponsor, by the we'll never be tired to saying this. Thank you for our sponsor who donate.
yes. Yes, so, so grateful for the sponsor and for the ability to be paid for the art that you make. I mean, you touched on it earlier. It's like this myth that you grow up, if you're gonna be an artist or a writer, you're gonna be starving and you're never gonna make any money, and it just, yeah, I feel like winning the competition and getting even just a little bit, it starts to shatter apart those conditionings and those myths that you've been told that in a way keep you from writing. And it's just amazing. And I feel so grateful. And I, as I've started coming back into this realization that I'm never going to get away from the fact that I'm a creative minded person. I'm always going to want to create something. And I believe that art is so important, and artists deserve to be compensated for the work that they do because the work that they do is so important. Doesn't matter if you're a musician or a writer or a painter, it all matters so much to us as a human collective. And so to be able to win a little bit of money, it was such a validation of like,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah, I think
yes.
patronage is very important, and that's why I was very touched by the sponsor, and that's what we try to do here as well. Because when you look throughout history, we have all these amazing. We had the Renaissance, right? But we always had patronage, like
Mhm.
the Ninth Symphony, or if we have, Vivaldi's or Beethoven's, or if we have the Sistine Chapel, or what we had patronage that was commissioned by someone. Artists they were getting paid. Somebody bought them the silence they needed, the time, so they would have the resources they needed, like food, water, shelter, so they could
Mhm.
have the silence to create. And now with all these notifications and social media and this and that, and the this AI, the stripping of the value of artistry, that people don't want to pay for it anymore. Nobody wants to be the
Yeah.
sponsors of it anymore, and it's really killing us as humans, because we do not come here, as I said before, to be. Yes, there are very important professions, being a doctor, being like everything has its importance. But we are creators at the core, in our DNA. So, to your point, I think the fulfillment of happiness comes from being able to express our creativity or creative. So I agree with that, and I'm very thankful that I can. Hopefully, my goal one day is that this will be a $500 thing or $1,000.
Wow.
Like, I
That would be
seriously
amazing.
want this to grow into this. If we get the right sponsors, if we do the right partnerships, if we grow, I want the Inkfire and Rebella to be one of the, you know, publications that can one day pay out $15,000 for a manuscript, or from something, a short story or something. My dream is it's big, in order to support the artistry of people like yourself. They're brilliant
That would
and
be
needs to be
amazing.
discovered.
That would be incredible. I hope that it happens.
Thank you so much. So tell us a little bit more about what would you like your viewership to know? How would you like to connect with other artists are there? Was your your dream connection to be? Maybe from Substack or on the world in general.
Yeah, I mean, I think I would just like to start connecting with other poets, and I don't really know how yet, to be honest. I feel like I'm so new here, and I feel like I'm a little blinded in the lights right now of like what is happening. It's all happening so fast for my neurodivergent self that has a hard time keeping up sometimes. I'm, I might have a better answer in like a month. um, but yeah, I just am really excited and grateful for all the communities that are on Substack. And I've started thinking to myself, maybe I should start looking locally too and connecting with other poets in person. And yeah, I'm just really excited to continue showing up and working on my craft and reading other people's work because that is very helpful for my own work is reading what other people are doing. And I mean, Substack is just full of so many amazing writers. And so I'm just really grateful for all of it.
Yeah, it's a different kind of social media, right? It's
Yeah.
some an inspiring one that wants you to write more, makes you want to write more.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
this is a great idea that you had to serve local communities. Maybe there's a poetry in your local library that and yeah, I know you have a child, and it's great for the kids to be in this environment too, because
Oh
environment
yeah.
brings creativity, right?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um yeah, and I as part of me trying to step out and engage with other creators and just kind of open myself up a little bit more, I tend to be very hermit-like. My natural tendency is to kind of hole up and want to be by myself, which is totally okay, but I need to get out more. Um, and there's some fear and trauma behind that too. So, it's good for me to try to connect with others. And so in a couple of weeks, I'm going to do a little shout out for Brian at Hesitation Media because we're going to be sitting down to do a little podcast together. We're going to break down the poem Little Boys Boom. We're going to go line by line and break it down. And so I'm really excited about that.
Oh my God, I wanted to do this here for the sake of time. We might not, but because it's a longer one. But Little Boys Boom, this would be worth it. I cannot wait to hear this podcast. I also had the pleasure of working with Brian, doing a podcast with him in the past. Hopefully it's coming out soon, and it was wonderful. So I find it amazing that he
Awesome.
would be and he was a very kind, compassionate host, and he really read my material. He was prepared. He participated in this challenge too, and it was very good. So I think you're going to have a great time with him, because I did. I was so
Yay.
inspired by Brian and our conversation by the end of it. He sent a
Wonderful.
thank you note on the next day, and then he said that he felt inspired too. So I think this is what the connection is like when you're in a room that breeds creativity. We're all living like inspired, like little.
Hmm. Yeah, it's awesome. I love that. I love to see the little ripple effects of connecting with others.
Yeah, definitely. I can't wait to hear Brian. If you're seeing this later,
I
I want to see this
yeah.
podcast. Please bring it to life. Um,
Yes.
I know hopefully other opportunities will come as well. Since we got this sponsor, and I now you're Hall of Famer, by the way, because
Oh, wow.
my vision doing the chapbook and eventually doing an anthology with the winners of the challenge is creating our little Hall of Famers, from so we can say that we were there on when you guys were doing your baby steps towards your hopefully successful careers. We were
Mhm.
clap and to empower, and and to publish this and be like, this is your first, and we want to be a part of uplifting your dream. And how does it feel for you, to your confidence level, your as this has been happening to you over this course of the month?
It's been life-changing, truly. Like, I firmly believe that this experience has really helped me, I wanna say come to terms, but comes to terms kinda insinuates it's, like, a hard thing, but, like, really accept that I'm this feels right. This feels like what I should be doing, and the experience of going through the contest and winning the contest, it just, yeah, a huge confidence boost and a huge, like, balm to my nerves and my uncertainty, and I feel like it has given me that little light of a match of
A pet,
keep going, a path forward. Yeah, yeah, it's
like
been
a
amazing.
for
So
me.
I'm so grateful. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, we being mothers and being the daughters and being all those roles that we fulfill in life. But I think we're always looking for, what's my purpose? What am I here to do? Like, what is this that thing? And then suddenly, just like something lit up, and then the whole path forward, it's just clears.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that was yeah, that was and that the motherhood part was part of what kind of led to this. I've been stepping in the writing, stepping back, stepping into it, stepping back, and after I became a mom, I had another moment of like, life is so short and time is so few now. Like, what do I really want to be doing? And so that's why I started writing again. Like, well, I keep like waffling about doing writing, but it's been calling my whole life, and I just feel like life is short. And so I came back to it again, and here we are, and it feels really, really good.
and congratulations. That's how I felt too. I think those there's those defining moments in life that bring you back to where you were supposed to be, your energy was supposed to be going. To me was my cancer. When that happened, I felt life is short and it could end tomorrow, and I didn't do what I wanted to do. I didn't write, so I was, my inner child was like hitting me in the head with a hammer, like boom boom boom, like I
Yeah.
like, you know um like the little cave girl from that cartoon. It's like,
Oh, mhm.
you know
Yeah, yeah.
I forgot her name. But I realized, so I wake up and, like, I just, like yourself, you step into your calling and do what you
Mhm.
feel purposeful to do. And I am so very thankful and so very glad. What are the last final words that you would like to leave to our audience, they're here now or will see this later?
Oh, well, so before we sign off, I forgot to say one thing about the poem that I thought everybody would enjoy. I, um when I write, I love to do Easter eggs that I am not entirely Easter eggs, that's a little on point for the prompt, but, um,
That was great.
I um, and they are probably vague references that maybe not everyone will get, but, um, I don't know, it still plays a role in crafting the poem, and so I wanted to shout out one of the fun Easter eggs that I put in the poem was when I wrote about stirring in the salts, the heat simmering low and slow, and sing about yesterdays. So, yesterdays is a reference to the song Yesterday by the Beatles.
Yes.
And the fun fact is that the original placeholder of the song name was called Scrambled Eggs.
No way.
Yeah, and so I love, like, tying in random little things like that in my poems, so I don't know, I just wanted to do a quick, like, acknowledgement of that fun little fun fact that
I
I
thought that the
learned.
chairs right at the beginning, I thought there was an Easter egg right there.
Oh,
The
yeah,
folded
yeah, yeah.
chairs, the way they position it.
Mhm.
Ah, this is an Easter egg right here. Eventually, it referenced your ovaries, but I was like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm like, there's something here.
Yeah, so I forgot to mention that earlier, and I just wanted to mention that real fast before we left. But, to everyone that is watching this or will watch this, thank you, and I hope that more people write in for future contests. It's gonna be, I hope, a great community, and it's a wonderful project that I'm really excited about, and I'm just I it has just started, but it has already made such an impact, and I'm grateful, and I hope that other people can feel the way that I feel and feel so excited and so hopeful for the future and the work that we do, and I just feel like we need more poetry.
Yes, I do. I feel the same way. I feel life is already so hard and people are so cold and everybody's becoming so divided, and I don't know, narcissistic tendencies are seems to be everywhere. And poetry brings us back to the tenderness of life and the connection, and
Yeah.
and we can connect one soul with another. We are not alone. There's somebody out there going through the same things as you. I think is a vital form of art that should never be dismissed or forgotten, and
Mhm.
comes back full force. But with the humanity that we are looking for, not with uh, too much of interference of algorithms and stuff, but things that only us as humans can go through, and know. Only we can know the fatigue and the tiredness of being a mother, and all
Mhm.
of that you put into your poem. So that uniqueness should not be lost, because then we will losing a part of ourselves as humans, I think.
Yeah.
One last how what would you say for them to a practice of writing? What would you leave them inspired to pursue? And thank you for the kind words about Inspire Rebellion. We're a community. That's exactly what we want to do. I just don't want to go without not thanking you for this warm shout out.
Thank you. Well, it's just so grateful. And for, I mean, other writers, I mean, right? I mean, I feel like I'm so new. Like, what advice can I give? I just think right now for me, it just the more I show up, the more I start to really engage with the work. And it's, I think, I've heard a lot of other writers say it, but I think there's a lot of truth to just being able to show up whenever you can show up. And sometimes it'll come easily, sometimes you'll have to work at it. But just keep showing up because we want more poetry, and it's, I mean, it's good for us. I think it's good for us to process things, and yeah, it helps you feel not so alone.
Yeah,
Mm,
I
yeah.
agree. I agree. I think journaling. I think you put some Easter eggs right there throughout this time that we spent together. We've been spending together. You put in that you write from intuition. You're looking to find classes for you, perhaps to do a community
Yeah.
around your personal life, not just online, but human
Mhm.
connections alive. I think those are already Easter eggs of inspirations that you sprinkled throughout
Mhm.
this time we're spending together.
Yeah.
But I do hope that we can do this again when we work together. We'll reach out to you because we're going to hopefully have the chat book. I want to see you with Brian in your interview and how this will go. And I'm very grateful and happy for your participation. I hope people can see and understand the mission. I mean, we'll keep going. I'll keep going because I feel this is a purposeful thing that I'm doing for my soul, and trying to build things from the ground up, from the foundation, to find talent, to find poets, and to connect with real people. That's why I have a disclaimer about the catfishing and about all this stuff, because I want to be able to have this interview, person to person, where we have you are in the other side of the country and I'm here, in Jersey, New York area,
Yeah.
we are connecting, and that's what poetry, the
Mhm.
power of poetry. So I would like to not have people, oh, I can't show up for this, or I can't show up for that, I can't, because they are not being themselves, or they're not being true to who they are.
Yeah.
So I want to make
Mhm.
real connections with people and support real artists that will want to put their faces on a book, and will want to put their faces on and go live and perform and be called to, I don't know, do a talk show one day and be able to sit there and proudly say, my first contest was in Fire Rebellion 10 years ago.
Yeah.
This is my vision, this is my goal, and I hope people can be on board with this and realize the goodness that can be done. So
Yeah, wonderful.
thank you so much for your participation, for your artistry. And hopefully we'll see more of you, a lot more of you.
Thank you. I hope so too. Infinitely grateful for you and Inkfire Rebellion and sponsors and the readers, everyone. I'm just, yeah, I can't put into I'll have to write a poem about it. I can't put it into words right now, how grateful I am.
Yes, and we got a new paid subscriber too, so we're super happy. Other paid subscribers, please come
Yay.
show up for us as well because we do want to give back to the community. We are trying to build something that will have always something to inspire, to give joy, and to make people fall into their paths. Because the idea here is to fulfill your purpose and to be like, yeah, I'm good at this. I can do this. I found who I am and where I'm. So please support us when you can and subscribe for free. That helps a lot. Participate in this conversation. Show up for us. And if you can subscribe, become a paid subscriber. That would be great too, because then we can make bigger prizes. I mentioned before, my
Yeah.
hope is to give big payouts one day. And I this is my vision, my baby. That's what I want to do. So thank you so much for giving us your time today. Thank you for being here.
Mm.
And I can't wait to hear more from you again.
All right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Bye guys. Thank you.
Bye.
If you're seeing this now or later, I hope you enjoyed this very casual conversation that we had here and talking about and her reading about the poetry, which by the way was beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.